call.
District 1, Mr. Judge.
Present.
District 2, Mr. Middleton. District 3, Ms. Sis. Or Ms. Gilbert.
Present.
Sorry about that. District 4, Mr. Sis.
Present.
Let's go to
Gilbert,
the chairman also present.
Okay, we do have a quorum present, we can conduct business this evening. First item is approval of the agenda. We have 9 items on the agenda. Are there any changes before we proceed? As far as item 2, I think that'll be a discussion about the election. I'm sorry, okay. We will have that. All right, we have our invocation by Mr. Porter and our pledge by Mr.
God our Father, we're thankful for the blessings that you have bestowed on each and every one of us individually, and those blessings that you bestowed upon us as a community. We're thankful for those. We're thankful for this great place to live, great people that we have to live with. So God, we're thankful for those. We pray that you'll continue to bless us, watch over us and guide us, and be with all our leaders throughout this nation. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Have no awards presentations, and I do not see has anyone signed in to speak this evening? No sign in. We do have a letter from a citizen that's in your packet for item number 2, so we will discuss that at that point. We'll move on to the minutes. We have the minutes from the January 23rd meeting and February 1st and 6th meetings. Do we have any changes before we proceed? We can approve all of these or each of them separately. Do we have a motion on how to proceed?
I'll make a motion to approve all together.
Have a motion for all of them. Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay, first item, no old business. First item on new business is regarding, I think I handed out the updated sheet on this, regarding pay chart changes. It should have been what you received via email. So basically, there are 3 items here. We'll need to approve either, they're listed as items 1, 2, and 3, so we can approve each one individually or separately, however we want to proceed with these. Separate them so that we can make a decision for each department.
I'll make a motion to approve all 3 together.
Okay, we have a motion to approve all 3 items. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Any discussion? Okay, I think if these approved, these will take place next Monday. Will be the effective date. That'll be the next pay period. And again, some of these were due to just missing some mishaps when we changed the scale previously. Some folks were not put in the correct positions. And in one case, we had again where you got a promotion and actually technically we get a pay cut, which is not something we need. So, a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item, motion to discuss the Jackson County Park Building rental proposal. We've had a lot of discussion over the lease out there at the park. Had several meetings with Mr. Helms and a local restaurant owner to discuss possibilities of what can be done out there. Based on what has been discussed, I think that what we'd like to look at would be something that would allow for us to have both a restaurant and a boat rental maybe the word I'm looking for, tackle store at that location. So a question for Mr. Porter. The last week, Mr. Helms did request a renewal of his lease for that location. Does that have to be voted on, first of all, to renew that lease? And if so, that lease could be modified at any point in time, is that correct?
It does have to be voted on. As I remember the lease, it says that it can be renewed by mutual agreement, which would take both Mr. Helms and the commission's agreement. So it would have to be voted on.
Could that lease be modified at any point in the future?
It can be modified by mutual agreement at any time.
So, in order to continue that process, we would need to mutually agree, would the commission need to vote on that, or is that something?
Yeah. The commission needs to vote on that.
Okay. So, based on the discussions we've had, I think, as Mr. Sis presented the letter last week, Mr. Helms would like to continue with that rental business for this year and exercise that renewal of lease. My recommendation, if we do that, would be conditional upon changes that we may see over this next year if we look to bring a restaurant into the park building. So what are thoughts, questions, comments on this?
Well, we had no intentions of not renewing, having the rental down there. I have no intentions of not renewing, but there is some discussion on whether, what,
Which building?
what
What
we're still
capacity?
doing, what, square footage and, space and all that, so can we vote to renew upon the negotiation and come up with a new lease agreement and then vote on that lease agreement, or do we just need to table the item and wait till?
Could we renew for a period of a 3-month period?
Well, under the terms of the agreement as it exists today, you can renew as is. And then if you want to modify it by mutual agreement, you can do that. I didn't look back at it before I came over here, but I think it expires the 20th of March, but I remember that exactly. So it's coming up very soon.
But to be very clear, when you're saying mutual agreement between the commission and Mr. Helms, I don't think it's, if we're planning on a restaurant going in, we don't need to renew that contract period as far as with that building.
Can we, continue tonight's meeting till Monday and see if we can get the agreement made and then vote on it Monday instead of, I'd rather do that than renew it as is, because if we renew it as is, then
We can agree upon an amended agreement at that point.
Right. They're both wanting to move forward. I talked with Casey yesterday, he come by them, and Jim same way, and he's wanting, and I said something about putting a little building outside right there, or Jim boats, because he said he needed it where he could just see the boats would come up.
Right.
And he said something about putting a little building, he could probably work with that. Casey, he said, I definitely need to get on something as soon as I can, because he said this Friday's gonna be my last day.
I think,
The case he needs the whole building, he can't be part.
But I would rather contract the building with him instead of,
Right.
so what you would recommend is that over this next week, we work to get a contract together to satisfy what it is we
both
plan to
parties,
do, right?
yeah.
Okay. And then continue this
Tonight's
meeting until,
yeah.
so is there any opposition to doing that? We could continue this meeting until next Monday at 4:30, and we'll have continued meeting prior to the work session for this one item.
Yes.
And I'll work with, it'll be a few days, but hopefully we can get some details together on an agreement to move forward with
get both
this.
of them in the same room.
All right. That's the way it works.
If Casey's up against Friday, what kind of time frame are they with Carl?
If you want to.
The office.
It's gonna be a couple months, or another month or so before that's moved out. I don't think that'll be a time frame issue. I think the biggest thing is having an agreement in place so that Mr. Helms can operate his business and then working towards the other.
Yeah, me and Mr. Campbell will talk to owns the restaurant, he said he could be doing things like in a back room,
Mhm.
getting the kitchen part ready, and then can work on the end part until Carl got moved out, then he could remodel the center, so he could go ahead and start immediately.
That's why I presented like the other day, because, you know, Jim said if I let it go, it's gonna be up there. He said, my contract, I think he said the 20th. He said, I got to go ahead, and that's why I asked Casey, I said, you understand that? He said, go ahead and do it. He said, that way, me and Jim can work this out. So, they're trying to work it out. You know, we'll do like Jason said, put it off, and just have a little more discussion, and move further.
Any other questions or comments on that? Okay, next item is regarding resolution for the Atrium 2 proposal. I'm sorry, before we move on, you do all have a letter in your packets from a citizen, actually someone that rents a boat slip, regarding this proposal. And since there's no vote being taken tonight, I would like to ask everybody to review this. There are some concerns that were had, not necessarily with any particular individual or process. I think, or I guess the question is on the process. So if you would please review this, and these are some things we may need to address going forward with whatever we choose to do out there. If everybody would please review that. Okay. Next item is regarding the A-Trip 2 resolution. We discussed this last week. Are there any questions, comments on this before we motion on how we want to proceed? I think everybody shared some opinion on it last week. Do we have a motion on how we want to proceed with it?
Make a motion that we support it.
Okay, motion. Second. Any discussion, further discussion on this? Okay, we have a motion, second. All in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay. We'll get this, copy of this sent to ACCA, and I'm sure they'll appreciate the support on that. And of course, if it gets done, our citizens, I think, will appreciate some work done to the roads. Additional work done to the roads. We work very hard with what we have.
That's right.
Next item regarding motion for contracting cleaning service for Jackson County Park. You have a recommendation, or all we have is the email. You have that recommendation. That was sent to you this week.
Yeah.
That's correct. That was sent to you, I know, this week by email. Are there any questions or comments on that?
Is this gonna be the 6-month contract that Carl had mentioned? Is that what it?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Okay.
If you're gonna vote on it, I would vote on it subject to a contract. They need a contract.
Is that, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can approve it.
Approve the execution of a contract, right?
Yes.
And also for the execution date of that contract to be the day we open the cabins, I think it was mentioned last week as well. So we would entertain a motion to approve execution of a contract with the cleaning service for the cabins, and that the date of that contract, the date that contract is active begins on the date that we begin to rent cabins, or open the rental. Okay, we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any questions or comments? Yeah.
Apologize.
Go for it. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? Okay, a motion, all in favor, say aye. Those opposed, say no. Okay. Next item is a motion to approve resignation of employee from the Public Works Department. You all have a letter in your packets regarding the resignation for our employee. This is was a labor position. However, we had, when we did the reorganization, we said we would not hire any more laborers in Public Works other than temp positions. So this would open up an HMC 1 position if we do, well, now that it's been vacated. So are there any questions or comments on this? Do we have a motion to approve the resignation?
I make a motion for the resolution, Mr. Dawson.
Motion, we have a second.
I'll second that motion.
Second, we have any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay, next item is motion to approve the hiring review board recommendation for the vacant HMT1 position. This would fill the vacancy that was just approved. And this recommendation comes from the most previous, I think I mentioned last week, the most previous round of interviews. Is that correct, Mr. Campbell?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any questions or comments on this? Okay, we have a motion to approve this recommendation. Motion, we have a second. Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay, next item, motion to approve the hiring review board recommendation for the vacant HMT3 position. This again is a position that has been vacated. Was this by means of a resignation, or a retire?
Yes, sir.
So questions or comments on this? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the HMT3 position, the recommendation?
Make that motion.
Motion, and a second. Any discussion on this item? Okay, motion second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Okay, next item is a motion to approve Providence Cemetery in the Pikeville area, again brought to our work session last week. Any further questions on this item? Do we have a motion to approve the cemetery?
I'll make that motion.
Motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
Okay, any further questions or comments on this? As noted, we'll go to the probate judge for final approval. Motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed say no. And the final item is motion to approve and create an additional HMT1 position of Public Works. This was again based on looking at the budget, the dollars available. Here's the additional position that can be done. Of course, it's warranted, obviously. I think it's warranted that in a lot of places, but the dollars are available in their budget. So questions, comments on this?
What will this position consist of?
It's the HMT1 position that we had discussed. Basically, that's, light equipment maintenance, labor. That's a CDL, Class B CDL requirement with that position. So truck driving would be a large expectation of what they would be doing and participating in various crews and serving in that role.
I thought that is the one that requires a CDL.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, John.
As noted, when we did the reorganization, we'd asked for all full-time employees to have CDLs so that anyone can run anything if
So they
necessary.
can cross-train.
Right.
As Mr. Hodges alluded to, no longer having a labor position, that was the whole purpose of that.
Any other questions or comments? Do you have a motion to approve the item?
I'll make that motion.
Do you have a second?
A second.
Any discussion, further discussion? Okay, motion and second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. That concludes the items on the agenda for this evening. We'll move on to our reports. Mr. Manning? Mr. Campbell?
Just like to recognize all the folks over the weekend that participated in tree cutting. The winds were damaging 8 locations. We had about 8 sites, and 5 of our folks worked about a 12-hour shift there, clearing roads. And volunteer fire departments, they were active as well, so I'd like to recognize that. And just a reminder that County Road 33, that closure began today. The anticipated duration is 2 weeks, although we hope it's sooner that that's wrapped up.
83?
33.
County Road 33. The official detour is County Road 39. The unofficial detour would also be 21 to State Route 79.
Thanks, sir. Concludes everything available.
2 weeks from tonight, our next court session will be at High Cross at 5:30.
the 27th.
5:30.
Mr. Sis? Ms. Gilbert? Mr. Guthrie?
No, sir.
That concludes everything. As requested, we'll entertain a motion to continue this meeting until 4:30 next week prior to our work session. So we have a motion to do so. Motion, we have a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Those opposed say no.